welcome to Galen's Got Parkinson's with me, Galen. Hello. Yeah, hope you're having a nice time. I'm going to do a solo role play, and I'll show you how I do it. There's a few things I want to say before I start. First of all, I like games, and if you look back through some of my other games, you'll see I like games that you don't know what's going to happen. You've no idea. There might not even be an enemy. Anything could be happening. So I like that sort of idea. That's the first thing. So the second thing is everything I'm using has been acquired. I started doing Dungeons and Dragons in 1980, Tomb of Horrors, and all the creatures were characters were like little push out bits of card. There's a lot of ants in them. If I remember rightly, they weren't any like goblins, they're all ants. So that was how I started. So everything's evolved. I haven't gone from this idea to, oh, look at all the stuff I've got overnight. It's a mixture of tons of things that I've acquired. And I'm guessing you will have acquired different things, or you won't have acquired very much. So you can make, do and mend. This is how I play it now. It's not how I used to play it. It's how I play it now. So, I've got my breath. So I always start off with 4 principal characters. And I've got a halfling, and they're that black dice with a 4 on it. So I've got a halfling, thief / rogue. I've got a dwarf fighter. I've got an elf archer, and I've got a wizard. Okay, so they're the basic 4. And right at the front, with his arms folded, is the leader of the expedition, who is a paladin. And now I'm going to throw a d6. If I get a 5, it means I can have the cleric, who stood right at the back with the white dice. If I get a 6, it means I can throw, and whatever number I get is one of those people with red dice in front of them. But if I only get 1, 2, 3, 4, I can only have the people I start with. So let's do that first. Oh, 6. Very good. Right, well, I wasn't expecting that to happen. Right, so that means I can have any one of these chaps at the front. So here we go. Let's get rid of that. A 4. Oh, it's another halfling. Got another halfling. So all of that lot have gone on. What you're looking at, when you look at the figures, so if you look at them and you think, oh, I know what he is, or I've not seen him before. Let me know in the comments who they are. Have you seen this chap? Look, that's the guy from Monty Python and the Holy Grail knocking his coconuts together. Yeah. So I'll show you the rest of the game now. Right, now looking from here, what you can see are the coloured folders. Now, the coloured folders are numbered 1 to 6, and I've got templates of different types of dungeon floor plans, which I've bought over the years, and they're all different sizes and different reasons for them being in. So when I throw a d6, if I get a 4, I can go to the 4th one, which is a red one, and I can take one thing out without looking. The doors, you can see on top of the purple folder, they came from a set of doors. I use magic cards from Frostgrave. I used to use them from Warhammer years ago, and sometimes I make my own up. The red dice on the right, they're from Test of Honour. The injury counters are from Test of Honour. And I got a huge bucket of very cheaply looking plastic figures from, well, I got them on eBay, and they're not figures you'd use in games. I don't think they'd paint very well, but there was like 100 in a massive bucket at the right scale. So I got them, and they're all in different size pots. I've got, innocuous creepy crawlies right up to dragons, and they've all got dice on them. So you throw that dice, that tells you what you get. So that's how the game pans out, really. And you start off with everything at random. And then I've also got here random sheets of things I've made over time, which show you what are in rooms and what you might find in a D20. So you go into a room, you throw a D20, that's on there. I've got lots of books. I've got things like Frostgrave, I've got Dungeon Masters books, all sorts of things going back years. And I dip into them as and when I fancy it. And sometimes when I come back from a game or when I'm setting up a game, I might make a new sheet of a D20 and I stick that in the game. Or I might alter a sheet, so it's never quite the same. It's always changing. I'm going to just do the very first part of the game now, and then we'll see if that's going to be part one of this video. Right, so I'm going to start the game. I've set up the first tile, and it has no doors. So I diced on my D20 sheet, this one, and the D20 told me that there is a trap, and to find the trap I use this Jeff Ashworth's book, Game Masters, etc, etc, and I threw a dice and I opened it at random. So I know what the trap is. The other thing I haven't done, I haven't allocated any spells to my wizard. And the way I do that, I used to use Warhammer spells. We've written out our own in the past. But I'm using now the Ghost Archipelago Warden spells. And there. I'm going to throw a D6. I've thrown them up. I've shuffled them up. So you can have one spell. He can have lightning strike. That's all he's got. He's obviously new to he's new to the game. He's on a scheme. It's like a YTS scheme. So because there are no doors, so the first thing is they tentatively pop their heads in and have a look here. Perhaps send the halflings in first. That's what they're getting paid for. Do a bit of roguing about. Got the elf, yeah, right. So they've all gone in and they're having a little scoot all around. And I know from reading the book, which I did rather than laboriously, you have to listen to me do it. It says that if I pass an intelligence test, I can find something. Now, I'm going to use Test of Honour dice. And if you've not used these before, you can find Test of Honour dice online. You don't have to buy Test of Honour game. Very dead simple principle. I use them for all sorts of things. But the idea is you throw the number of dice that you're allocated. So normally that's 3. And you've got to get 3 swords. So he's got 1 sword and 2 blanks. That would be a miss. More crosses than swords is a fumble or a misfire. And the different characters have different numbers of dice. So I'm going to say that the halflings are going to have 4 dice because they are my thieves / rogues. So for testing purposes, I'm going to let them have 4 dice and they need 3 swords. But because they're both doing it, I'm not going to do it twice. I'm going to add another dice. I'm going to make it 5 because that's like collaborative effort, you know what I mean? Rather than just, otherwise everyone gets to throw. And if the one person you choose to throw fails, that's it. They find nothing. So I throw that and I've got, see where I can put it where you can see it. What about there? No, you can't see it there, can you? You can see it there, okay. 2, 4, 5, which is more than they need. So they found something. And the book tells me that what they've found is a secret room with a hole in the wall. And when you open it, there is a lever. In fact, there are 2 levers. One big, very inviting lever, and one a sort of bright red, more dangerous looking lever. And I am going to have to choose which to pull. So, let's say Red dice, they pull the red lever, and white dice, they pull the white lever. I don't know why I'm doing that because you can't see them. I put them down, went, they went over there. Right, so red dice is the red lever, white dice, white. I know which is a good lever, which is a bad lever. They want to pull the white lever. And they do. And the white lever clicks, and a door appears, and it appears in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It appears over there. The doors I have in this attractive yellow plastic bag. Put them down there. I'm not looking in. Just pull out the door. Put it on its little stand. There we go. Put it on there. So that's the first bit of the game. They've come in, they've had a scuttle around. All by good luck and good judgment, the halflings pulled the right lever. Now we have to decide what to do about that wooden door. That's the end of part 1, and I'm going to carry on with the game next time and play it not necessarily to its conclusion, but probably about 15-20 minutes. I hope you've enjoyed that. Maybe give you some inspiration. Maybe you've liked looking at these old figures. If you know what they are, let me know. If you don't give a monkeys, ah well, never mind. Ta-da!